Hey guys, welcome back. Buzzkill, Steven, Cassiopeia, welcome back. Good to see you again. Watching all the Anomaly live streams back to back. Are you insane yet? You probably are. Well, you've obviously seen the origin of Geniusosity at this point. It's a slow roll, but when it comes, boy, does it come hard. Good to see you again. I'm glad you are back live with us. So here's the gig. I just rolled in from work, literally like minutes ago. I rolled in from work, so I haven't had as much prep time as I might normally have. I have not even had time to listen to Eric B. and Rakim's Microphone Fiend in full, as I traditionally do before streaming. That is my go-to song. We're getting ready to stream. We got to fire up a little Eric B. and Rakim. Ketonius, welcome. We are indeed ready for takeoff. So I haven't even done that. I only got through the first verse, and then I got to start streaming. So I am, well, I'd say a little flustered, confused, and not really sure what's going on. But that's basically Tuesday in my world. So I'm a little flustered and confused and not really knowing what's going on. I do know we're basically ready to go at any moment. The mechs are going to be here, but we've got 17 days. We actually have a whole season. I do have coffee, Buzzkill. Yes, I made sure of that. It's probably not very good because I just ripped it out of the pot as I was making it. But I do indeed have coffee, so I've at least got that going. Hang on. There's a transport pod crash. Okay. Wow. How soon into the stream are we? Am I allowed to say this? Are we past the 30-second mark? A gigolo named Hall is crashing in a transport pod. If she survives, she'll be badly wounded. She's from our enemy, the family of whoever that is. Syrincha, welcome. This is a very interesting opening here. Very interesting opening. Cassiopeia, you'll catch up real quick. Harry Igor died, and we reincarnated him as a baby. So we've got Harry Igor 2.0. So we can capture her for recruitment or slavery. And this is Berg's fiance. Wait a minute. Oh, no, wait, it's Bertha and Stench who's got a thing going on, right? It's Bertha and Stench, not Berg. Okay, Berg's fiance is, wow, Escandalo already. We're like 2 minutes in and it's Escandalo. Hang on, coffee in my face. Well, we've got to look at this. Where are you? How bang? Oh, you haven't actually even crashed yet. Hang on. M, welcome. M, it's a very Escandalo opening here today. Berg's fiance has crash landed. Let's get the pod cracked open here. Okay, so that's Hall. Hall the courtesan. Again, a gigolo. Advertised as indeed a gigolo. So, guys who do things for money that isn't carpentry, basically. What's your health like these days? You're going to be dead in 5 hours. Okay. How? I've got to have him. Obviously. Oh, we're starting to mine that gold. That's cool. I've got to have him. Where am I going to put him? This is all unowned. This could actually be a prison. This could be a prison of sorts. Oh, absolutely, M. Come on. You're not new here. Not only you're not new, I'm pretty sure you have the authority to shut down my channel. Of course we're taking him. Why would I not? How do I not take Berg's gigolo fiance? How do I not take that? Berg, do you have any interest in this? Do you have any sort of thoughts about this? Cedic has an awful bedroom. Yeah, that's going to happen. Can we go back to Hall for a second, please? Where'd Hall go? Yeah, you're down here. So you're a female gigolo. I think they call that something else. Hall. The courtesan part is right. Spike Little Girl, welcome. The courtesan part is right, but I think they call a female gigolo something else. I'm pretty sure there's a widely accepted term for that, and it ain't gigolo. Although I like courtesan. That's a good one. Kate, welcome. Okay. Well, this is not what I expected to have happen, but here we are. It's RimWorld. So we're not setting an owner. We're gonna make this for prisoners. Okay. Somebody's got to go get him. Snake's off on a tear. Bertha, you like doing things. You're going to go down here and capture Hall. So you go do that. Where are you right now? Actually, you're wicked far away. Is anyone a little more local than that? I should put a door here. That'd be a really smart idea. I'm gonna do that now and completely forget about everything else I'm doing. Everyone remember there's a prisoner who is Berg's fiance. We're gonna need to know that like wicked soon. Put a door there. That's much more exciting. Okay, Buzzkill, I know you've been begging for a Scandalo. We all have. Yeah, who's more local? To Hook, Grime, Igor. You love doing things and you're small. You'll be able to run faster. Go capture Hall. Go do that. I'm gonna kind of feel out the time frame on this. If I need to, I'll just drop him and do a temporary healing spot. If he's a prisoner, are they still engaged? Sure, people get married in prison all the time, Em. People do them with those prison romance things, like prison pen pals, and all of a sudden, you're engaged to a prisoner. And then, like, you're marrying a prisoner, and you're having your wedding in prison. And then, like, your prisoner husband goes away because, you know, he lives in prison. And then you go home. It's an odd kind of arrangement, but I don't question people's choices. I don't question people's choices. We're going to look at relationships in a second. We've got the free fiesta opportunity coming up. Hey, Igor, you gonna make a little bit of a hustle down here, kid? Maybe a little bit of a hustle? I know you've got very, very tiny legs, but let's try to get this moving here, shall we? Who's my bestest, most superest, awesomest doctor? Stench. Perfect. All right, Dr. Stench, I'm going to page you. Actually, you're right there. I was going to have you go wait, but you're basically right there. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. Igor, little hustle there, kid. Little hustle. We'll get him, her. Okay, yeah, because it's a gigolo, but it's female. Again, that's not really how gigolos work. So, yeah, there's... now, Buzzkill, I'm going to assume you mean conjugal visit, not congeal visits, where they visit each other and just sort of absorb each other into a gelatinous blob, rather. Yeah, congealing and conjugal are two completely different things. And I'm going to tell you right now, Buzzkill, as a man who's been around the world, you're going to want to make sure you know which one is which. Whether you are having a conjugal visit or a congealing visit. You really want to get those straight. Hall, first off the bat, you can have good medicine. Okay, we bought some, we may as well use it. Dr. Stench, to the front door, please. Could you please tend to Hall, like wicked quick? And then Igor, you just kind of go off and do your jam there, kid. They are going to congeal, but that's what towels are for, Em. Yeah, I said that. Yeah, I said that. On YouTube's. Hang on, coffee in my face. I need so much coffee right now. There we go. Okay, so Stench is tending to Hall, and that seems to have gone fine. Great. Okay. Extreme blood loss, but we'll learn to cope with that information. Well, let's start converting you. Obviously. Obviously. Now, let's get to those relationships. So, Berg, how do you feel about this? You still have no particularly... You might not even know that she's there. What's your social like here? So, yeah, you're plus 35 on your fiancé, except minus 20 because they're hostile. And Hall, you hate your fiancé. Where is Berg in all of this? Wherever it is, you hate her. It's up here. Okay. So you technically hate your fiancé. Again, it's an odd relationship, but I don't question people's choices. Hans Berg Lowenberg, minus 25 from Courtesan Hall, who has a beard, which is weird. But again, I don't judge. I don't judge. Looks like Snake is back up and running, and by back up and running, I mean in the hospital, but at least back up and running. Hey, Stench, can you maybe tend to Snake as well? Just a little bit of a cut there, but let's get that done. Free Fiesta opportunity. Sure. I'm happy to have a free Fiesta. Yeah, begin a free Fiesta opportunity. Go ahead. It's going to be terrible, but everyone go ahead and do that. Misinformed in how babies are made. Yeah, I mean, congealing does have something to do with that, and that's why you want to be in a hotel, so you don't have to, like, wash the towels afterwards. Hang on, coffee. Okay, well, that was an interesting opening. I did not expect that. I did not expect that to happen. So, per yesterday, we're kind of just waiting for the food to be food, and then we're out. We're out of here. We're done. We're taking our mastodons and we're leaving. We're going to deconstruct everything we can deconstruct, and then we are out of there. Okay, the free fiesta has been completed. It was terrible. Yeah, but at least you did it. At least you didn't bug me about it. Who's having a medical emergency? Hall? No, you're fine, kid. You're fine. We patched you up. You can take your little pop-up away there, kid. How Hall will react to the mastodons. Well, I see the mastodons as really prison security. Now, if you're a prisoner like Hall, and you're like, I would really like to get out and do my courtesan duties. I enjoyed being a courtesan, even though it was illegal. And I'm a criminal, apparently. I would like to get out and do more courtesanizing. Courtesanizing. That's the verb for that. Courtesanizing. And I would like to go do that, but there's a bunch of mastodons in the way. So I'm going to not do that. I'm going to not try and get past the mastodons. Even the baby one is, I believe, technically bigger than me. Is the baby mastodon eating smoke leaf? I get personal choices. Again, personal choices there. There's a mad bison. Okay. I'm seeing more than one. Where are you seeing mad bison? Because I'm seeing more than one around. Oh, yeah, they're mad. They are very, very mad about things. Let's get a team together here. So, team, come on out here. Oh, I've lost a little bit of the hull. Oh, no, that doesn't work. Oh, no, that doesn't work at all. I can't have a door there. That looks ridiculous. Why would somebody even think to do that? Rob, did you miss anything? Yes. Yes, you did. Thank God my vent guy's here. So here's what you missed. This is Hall. Hall the courtesan. Advertised as a gigolo, but female. So, I guess, what you call yourself in your profession is a little loose in the RimWorld universe. And it is Berg's fiancé. So Berg is still wicked into Hall. Berg's like, oh my god, my fiancé is here. This is so exciting. I met her while she was a courtesan. And she did courtesanizing things. And now she is my enemy, but I still love her. And she has crash landed. And we're going to take her prisoner and Mike Tyson her into loving us. And then Hall is like, oh my god, I hate you so much. So there's a bit of a divide, a bit of a schism, if you will, a schism between the two. But we're going to get that rectified. We're going to make this all work out. I got to fix that. That's so wrong. Just completely deconstruct that. We just can't obviously have a door there. A door can't live there. That's ridiculous. Okay, there's the bison. Team, first of all, release the animals. So, mastodons, off you go. That one's already down. Never mind. Where were the other mad bison over here? Oh, there's a couple up here. Looks like they're being mad up here. Let's go up here and be mad with them. Is it still love if you have to pay for it? In the strictest legal definition, yes. Yes, it is. You know what? Everybody pays something for something. Okay, release the animals. Go! Go, mastodons! They're kind of like you. Okay, we've killed them all. Cool. That was easy. And that's a bunch of free meat we're going to get there, too. Everybody bring home a... Igor, are you naked? Igor, why are you naked? Igor, I can't have a 7-year-old running around naked. That's not going to work out. We need some clothes for the kid. Okay, make kid pants and a kid shirt. Somebody dress the 7-year-old. Rob, it happened the second I started. In fact, I had to wait for like 30 seconds to pass so I could say gigolo without YouTube coming down on me. We've been streaming for 13 minutes. That as Buzzkill said, that happened 11 minutes ago. It was the very first thing that happened. It was that. Berg, you wanna grab a bison and maybe go talk to your fiance? I don't know. I mean, she hates you, and she's a courtesan. And we've got money to spend. Is all I'm saying. I'm just saying we've got 1,300 silver, and there's services that can be rendered there. What are her attributes? That's a great question. It doesn't really matter. I'm taking her anyway, Stephen, because the comedy just writes itself. What are you like? Okay, you're really good at punching things, and you're really good at animals, and you do literally nothing else. Literally nothing else. Well, that's where your social's coming in, was the whole gigolo thing. I could just basically put you in charge of the mastodons, and that would actually free up DeHook, who has other duties. DeHook has a broad range of skills. Our Hall doesn't. We'll have to have a think about that. I would imagine if I started harvesting Hall's organs, I would imagine Berg might have something to say about that. Berg might be a little bit sad about that. Hey, that is my fiancé. Even though she is a criminal courtesan who's been courtesanizing, I would prefer you did not take her liver out. I liked that liver. It was my favorite thing about her. So, Berg might have something to say about that. You are useless, though. The only thing you could really do is animals. Which would be fine. I'm going to have a lot of mastodons around here. We're full in the freezer, aren't we? We are totally full in that freezer. Okay, we need to get the smoke leaf out of here, if nothing else. How about I make a new zone? They'll go bad over here, but I gotta get something going here. So over here, this is gonna be Nothing but smoke leaf. So smoke leaf. Yeah. And make that critical. All right, make that critical. Put that over there first, and then put it like other places, because there's no refrigeration over here. We've cranked. Actually, there could be. There could be. I could make it refrigerated. This is. I've got a big hole in my ship. Hang on, there's a giant hole in my ship right now. We obviously just can't have a door there. That's not okay. I'm doing it right now, Catonius. I do technically have 2 Gravlite panels left. I could put one there and kind of even this all out, but you know what? Let's not overcomplicate this. Let's just leave it exactly as it is. I could also put some more shelving over here. Yeah, they're just not really into doing the drug lab stuff for some reason. And there's other priorities. Knife's into it. Knife's doing it right now. That's fine. Knife's into it right now, and we're making some tea as well. We're butchering everything, right? Yeah, I just don't think we have anywhere to put it. I think we're just... Actually, I could get another shelf in there. Hang on, I got room for another shelf. Let's do... Actually, don't use wood, because you're really low on wood. Do a sandstone shelf over there. So pop one of those right in the corner. That will free up a little bit of space. Little tiny bit of space. But yeah, the freezer is a little jam-packed. So if they wanted to maybe make a bunch of smoke leaf, that'd be okay. That'd be fine. And then I really like to get someone else on, like, max cooking. I could put some more shelves down here. I'm going to have a think about where we're going to put the fabrication bench, because I have no place to put that. My thought, as I came in today, was to put it where I just put the prison. We will get the blood scraped off. No doubt about that. Somebody should be on that, like, number 1. Yeah, the kid is. The kid is number 1 on cleaning. Hey, Igor, can you get something done around here? Clean the workshop, please. Clean that workshop. All right, get all the blood off the floor. We're starting to chop up the bison, which is good. And we'll get that shelf in. That'll free up a little bit of space. And then how are we doing on the food over here? We're not sewing anything. No, we're not sewing anything at all. We're just going to get what we get, and then we're going to get out of here. Hang on, another dead bison down here. Somebody want to go get that, please? Don't leave perfectly good bison on the floor. Nobody likes that. Fussing with storage is my least favorite thing about the game, and honestly, it cranks it up to 11. It does. Weirdly, and we talked about this before, because, you know, you're a vent guy, so you get where I'm coming from on this. I want to hate that. I should hate that. But I don't. It's because, like Anomaly, okay, what Anomaly did is it forced me to play the game in a different way. And what did it produce? Geniusosity. Hashtag Geniusosity. Okay? That's what it produced. So it forced me to play the game differently. I couldn't do what I normally did. I had to completely adapt the way I do things, and it, you know, skyrocketed me past the realms of genius into Geniusosity. Hashtag Geniusosity. So what this is doing is somewhat similar. I'm used to just unlimited space, and now I have to really carefully plan what is going to go where and what is going to get sacrificed more than anything. And I should hate that. I should absolutely hate that, but somehow I don't. It's actually working out for me. I'm okay with this. Who's having a major break risk? Knife, what's your problem today? Terrible festival, no recent conquest, ate without a table. Yeah, maybe in the next place we land, you might want to put up a church and start aggro converting people. That's my thought. Just maybe get that under control a little bit. I could, now thinking of that fabrication table, I could renegotiate some shelves. There, well, see, there we go. There's fabrication. I got nowhere to put that. We're almost done with long blades, but we're learning that passively. I don't really need to focus on that. Do I have turrets? I do. Okay, great, good, super, awesome, excellent, good. Well, then get on bionic replacements, because, you know, I'm going to want to rip some bits off of people for a start. So now I have to figure out where to put the fabrication bench. I could move one shelf over there. And I could move... Why are we lacking in power? I say I should have plenty of power. I'm not necessarily. Yeah, we're a little light on power. Do I have batteries? I have batteries somewhere, right? Yeah, there's a battery down here. It's fully charged. And that's it. Okay, so looks like we're not... Oh, because it's night. It'll be fine in the morning, Dave. It'll be fine. Have you learned fishing? Great concept, Rob. Great concept. I'm so glad you asked about fishing. So here's the thing with fish, Rob. We're in a desert. And every time I land somewhere, everyone says, hey, you could do some fishing. Why don't you do some fishing? That's Craig, by the way. He's a wild man. We talked about him yesterday. Go ahead and dial back time. Why don't you do some fishing there, Dave? Why don't you do some fishing? You got this great new thing in Odyssey where you can go fishing. Here's the thing with fish. They don't live in the desert. You know where we live? In the desert. And before you ask, because your next question is going to be, because you're a vent guy, I know where this is going. Your next question is going to be, hey, Dave, are you sure you got enough wood? Yeah, not a lot of trees in the desert either. Yep. Pretty much devoid of trees and absolutely 100% devoid of fish. So, when you ask me, Rob, have I learned fishing? The answer is a hard yes. Yes, we learned fishing ages ago. And then we keep landing in the desert, where there is no water, and ipso facto no fish. I've got a quest to look at. Pods and insects, you say? Okay. Due to repeated infestations, the bugs to you, infestation of 3 hives. Yeah, ooh. And I'm going to assume that's 3 hives inside my ship. Right, inside my ship. Uh-huh. Pretty good rewards. I wouldn't mind the skill trainer for cooking. Wouldn't mind that plasteel, seeing as I just used all of my plasteel. No, wait, that was the other run, Dave. That's sanguiphage. Yeah, no, I think we're going to go with a hard no on this. I like the idea of it, but bugs in the ship, that's going to get cranky real quick. You know, they pop up in the pantry or something, and all of a sudden I've got no food left. Why don't we... I want to get the smoke leaf out of there, but... Why don't we not... No, never mind. Don't overthink it. So let's get back to the fabrication bench. Why is this still without power? Why don't you try reconnecting yourself to something? Reconnect to something. Oh, we've already done long blades. Okay, we were learning that passively with a book, so I don't really need to do anything there. There you go. You just need to reconnect yourself. A tornado generator does seem fun, as does the orbital bombardment. Tell you what, that seems super fun. Super, super fun. But not for 3 nests in, again, what I can only imagine, in the middle of my ship. That's how that's got to go down. It's going to pop up in the middle of the ship. Because that's what they do. I don't know how it tunnels through the steel hull, but, you know, whatever. So I'd love to accept that, but I'm going to go with a hard no on that. And just keep to the plan here. And the plan is, where the heck am I going to put a fabrication bench? All right, 1 shelf could be moved over here. And then I've actually got room. Actually, I could do 2. Do 1 shelf there, and then 1 shelf there. Okay, that's a little bit better. Where could I put this tiny... Actually, I took this tiny little shelf right over there in the corner. That'll work out. Pop that guy down there. Yeah, as Katonia says, with no panels to fix my ship. If they rip up the floor in any way, I'm done. I have 2 panels left. 2 panels. Don't we got some mercenary job over in Betty's Hellscape? We absolutely do, and I know you're... Oh, we made plate armor. Did I really? When did I want to do that? Is that something I want to do? Steel plate armor. Excellent. Who would like to have that? Who's, like, up close and personal? Like, Snake, don't you like punching people? Isn't that, like, your thing? Yeah, you love punching people. And we did learn long blade. Why don't we make something? So, I don't... Actually, I've got 337 plasteel. I could make a plasteel sword. That's not the worst idea. That's going to chew up a lot of it. But on the other hand... Okay, make a longsword, and then what could we do here? So, not obsidian, not... Actually, bioferrite would be great, but I don't have any. How about a uranium one? Do I have any uranium? No, so why would I make it out of uranium? That's a very silly thing to do. Very silly. Okay? Make it out of plasteel. I will come up with some more plasteel at some point. I know I need... If I ever want to do a grav anchor, I know I need 300 for that. But for right now, that's fine. So this should be big enough for the fabrication bench. Not that I can really do much on it right now. Yeah, it will fit in there. Actually, that's a really comfortable fit. There's not gonna be... not really much we can do except for making components. Is the sword better than the thrumbo horn? I actually don't know the answer to that. We'll find out when we get the sword. But one way or another, I can sell the thrumbo horn. It has great value. So let me get back to Buzzkill's important question about Betty and her hellscape. I'm going to plunk that down there and then kind of hope for the best. I do have a few advanced components. And what have I got for... I should have a ton of mastodon wool somewhere. Actually, I've got also a ton of plain leather. Let's do a plain leather chair in there. So one plain leather armchair, because you're going to be sitting there for a while. Put that guy right in there. Okay. Don't we get mastodon tusks from our pets? I think they'd have to die, Em. That's the thing. I'm not comfortable with just ripping them off. I know you're hearing that, Em. And you're hearing, Dave, you rip body parts out of people all the time in this game. It's basically your hobby. I think you're right, it is. It amuses me to no end. But I also love animals, so I'm not going to rip a tusk out of a living mastodon. If it keels over, that's a different game. If one of these mastodons dies, then absolutely I will rip both tusks and anything else I can get out of it and then eat the meat and wear the fur. But living, not as much. No, I'm not really comfortable just ripping a tusk off of something. I feel that would be ouchy. I feel that would be a little ouchy. My next step in organization is actually organization. Start getting some of these shelves doing only certain things, because right now it's just a hot mess and I have no idea where anything is. Is that a book in there? Why do we have books over here? Do I not have a bookshelf? That seems silly. I almost always have a bookshelf. Could I maybe even cram that in somebody's room? Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to cram that in somebody's room. Put a bookshelf. That's the thing. You're going to have to, when we're talking about storage, like Rob, you got to think about, like, well, you know what? Things are going to have to live in your room. We need your room as storage. Let's put a bookcase in there. That'll be fun. And as Katonia says, the mastodons are our primary form of defense. I'm basically banking on mastodons right now. Wow, that's a really fun phrase. I'm so happy I said that. That makes me smile. It does. I'm smiling right now. Banking on mastodons. Try it. Try it at home. Just say it out loud. Banking on mastodons. It's so fun. Oh, I'm going to say that way more times today. Banking on mastodons. Hang on. I need coffee to live in my face. There we go. So again, there's not much we can do with the fabrication table except make components, but I may as well set up a bill. Let's just make sure we have 50. Actually, 50 would be perfect. So we've got 51 right now. If it dips below that, make some more. So let's get that up to a nice round 50, and then pause when satisfied. Good. Okay. So if we get below 50 components, we'll make more of those. That bookcase will help too, because they'll move some things off the shelves. It looks like we've actually got a lot of books. And who wouldn't want a bookcase in their room? Grime. Grime, do you do any combat, by the way? You can technically punch people a little bit. Oh, I got to remember to use your ability, too, to transmute steel. I got a lot of steel, kid. We can make that into far more valuable things. Okay, how's the food thing going over here? Okay, the rice is done. We've got all the rice. Where did we put it? Where are we putting... What did we do with that? Did we eat it? We couldn't possibly have made that into meals that quickly, did we? Maybe we did. Okay, great. Hopefully there are actually meals there. And also, one way to stop them putting food here would just be to delete this zone. That way they're never going to do that. Okay. Got to get the smoke leaf out of here. So how about we just... First thing we can do is put drugs somewhere else. I need more storage in the hospital. That'd be a good first move. So how about we do some, like a marble shelf over here. So one marble shelf right here, right behind the animal beds. And that can be for, like, just drugs, just hardcore drugs. Well, hardcore is smoke leaf, it's not that much. Someone to know the downside of Too Smart was, can we check Grime? Grime. Where'd you go? Yes, someone did want to know that. That's actually a good observation there. So you are, in fact, too smart. Global learning factor up. Mental break up. and certainty loss factor up. Okay, so it's not that they're going to forget things, but they're going to have a mental break 12% more likely. They're just more prone to being they're a little dodgy. They're a little squirrely. Grime's a little squirrely, so he's more likely to have a mental break and probably flee. Much more likely. That makes sense. Okay. So, but global learning up, which is excellent. Boy, I've got a lot of weapons. Goodness, that's certainly a large amount of weapons there. I was going to give the armor to somebody. I'm kind of thinking Snake. Snake, you're going to be kind of charging into combat. What are you wearing right now? What ridiculous outfit do you have right now? Oh, you have the flak jacket. Oh, somebody else could have that. Why don't you have the armor? Why don't you wear... where did the armor go? I just saw it a second ago. Where did we put that? This is why I've got to get better organized here. Did somebody already put it on? Bertha? Did you put that on? Oh, Bertha's already got it on. Okay. I mean, it looks good on you, kid. Not going to lie. It looks really good. Is the hospital the best place for the Mastodons to sleep? Mastodons sleep wherever they want to, Rob. Wherever they want to. So this, clear everything. Nothing rotten. This is just going to be for drugs, please. Only drugs, and make this absolutely critical. I might actually put another one, maybe a small one right there. I'm going to do that. I've got, I say I've got enough wood. I don't really. I have 506 smoke leaves. Leaves? I got to clear some of this mess out. There's a little bit of room in the fridge, but not much. Okay, we made the longsword. Where'd you put it? Are you putting it on the... There you go, I see it. Snake, let's look at your gear here. So the Thrumbo Horn does what exactly? Beauty deterioration. 15.79 DPS with a really good armor penetration. Okay. And how about the longsword down here? So the plasteel longsword does 11.89 with less armor penetration. Okay, so the Thrumbo Horn is demonstrably better. Quite a bit better. Significantly better. So we'll let Snake keep the Thrumbo Horn, but I'm going to give the sword to Grime. I mean, if I don't necessarily need him in combat. Is there anyone else who might like to get all combat-y punch in the face? Meh. Igor, DeHook. Yeah, these guys are all much, much better at shooting. I mean, Bertha's okay. And she does have the steel... I could give her the plasteel longsword. But no, she's much better at shooting. Yeah, no, not really. Okay, Grime, you don't have anything at all, do you? Why don't you just go grab that sword? I don't necessarily want to put you in combat, but just in case. So yeah, we've got the TV. In fact, Berg's enjoying a little bit of television right now. Do you want to... Again, do you have any thoughts about the fact that your fiancé is in our prison at all? Does that... Anything at all about that? Impressive dining room, recreation... Nope. Nope, you just don't seem to care. Just don't seem to care at all. It's very hot out. It's very, very hot out. What's the temp in here? Yeah, 47. It's getting a little steamy around here, isn't it? I could start knocking... We'll put a little AC on. Knock that down a little bit. And knock that down a little bit. And that'll kind of cool down a little bit around there. So we have the TV for entertainment. We have a lot of books. And I see they've loaded up the bookshelf over here. So good. That takes some of the strain off the shelves. They've loaded up the books. Drawing on the floor is really entertaining if you're a small child. Not so much for anyone else. And then, they got mastodons. I don't know what's more entertaining than a mastodon. Really, seriously, think about that. If you had a mastodon, you'd spend all day with the mastodon being incredibly entertained by it. Like, oh my god, this is so entertaining. I love this mastodon. This mastodon is the best mastodon ever. Why did we put the healer mech serum over there? Why did we trade that out? I did not necessarily want healer mech serums over here. Why did we do that? That was very weird. They're not even supposed to be over here. Does that fall under a drug? Oh, it does! Huh. I thought that was like just generic item. I did not know a healer mech serum was counted as a drug. Okay, well, that's fine. Put it over there then. We'll put drugs on the other one too. Just lots of drugs. Lots and lots of drugs. There we go. So, back to work. Where are we at? 13 days. Okay, food is looking great. We've got 5 nice meals, 101 regular meals, and 40 packaged survival meals. We're doing fine for food right now. I think I'm even going to bump that up a little bit. Why don't we go even higher? Let's just use up the food that we've got there. So how about we say 115 of those? And, try and do the fine meals as you can. We might be out of veggies at this point. We're probably out of veggies. Any last-minute slaughtering we want to go? Oh, look at that. There's camels. Just waiting to get eaten. Right there. Just waiting to get eaten. And there's Craig. Craig the wild man. I can't take somebody named Craig offering himself as a wild man seriously. It just doesn't make sense. Now, we're going to leave Craig behind. Because Craig was pretty terrible, as I recall. Craig, you're broadly terrible, right? You're not the worst. Oh, yeah, it was the tortured artist and the pessimist thing. No, I'm not taking that combo. That was a minus 14 to his mood just for being alive. Not doing that nonsense. Anywhere else I could shove a door? I could put a door out here. That would make a little bit more sense. Let's put a door out there. Just a little better access to get in and out of here. Because we've only got the doors on either side now. Is it getting a little bit cooler in here? Yes, actually, it's kind of freezing in here. How about we back that off a little bit? There we go. Sorry, it's a little chilly in there. A little chilly. That's 40 degrees. Yeah, how about we back that off, too? Okay, that's much better. Yeah, we're Spike Little Girl, we're just leaving Craig behind. Oh, there's a prison break. Hall's trying to escape. Okay. I'm unimpressed by that, Hall. You're a heavily injured courtesan. Let's just get a brief team together here. Guys, can you come, like, over, say, here? And then, you could actually walk right through the prison to do that, aren't you? Okay, Bertha, just come here instead. And then to Hook, where are you these days? You're kind of up there-ish. Okay, come down here. And, Igor, you love shooting things. Why don't you come over here? Yeah, go right through the prison to do that. That'll be fine. He's going for this door. Never mind, he's just going for this door. Yeah, this will be okay. Yeah, I think we're going to solve the problem very, very quickly here. Yeah, somewhere in there is an unconscious Hall. Everybody go away. I need to find him in there somewhere. Hang on. Igor, there he is. Capture Hall. There we go. Okay, and then Dr. Stench, you're probably going to have to resume duties here. Tend to Hall. Thank you. Hall, that's just not going to work out. I've got a ship full of mastodons, and you don't. So that the prison break thing was just never really going to happen for you. Your best bet, Hall, is just stay in bed and be converted. Because your other option is organ farm. Yeah, all the dead camels are coming in. That was nice and quick. Good, excellent. We're harvesting some ambrosia. Good, some more drugs we can sell to something. Oh, sorry, Bertha, you can go off duty. Thank you. Thank you for coming by. Oh, Fuzzy got food poisoning. Oh, dear, that's fine. Fuzzy will get over it. Hang on, copy. It is, yeah, Kate. I think Kate's got the right idea. I think Craig's just having a crisis. He's gonna go live as a wild man in the woods, and then he realizes there's no Wi-Fi out there, and he goes home. And his wife's like, "You are such a dope. Why would you do something stupid like that?" And Craig's like, and then he's smart and he keeps quiet after that. Any other trees I could be cutting down before we leave? I'd like to. If possible, I'd love to land with the ability to make chem fuel, because we're going to burn a lot of it doing this thing. And why don't we get some of that agave, too? No reason to leave that behind. Yeah, Bertha's in. Bertha loves chopping down trees in plate mail armor. That's got to be sweaty, because it's like 100 degrees out here. It's got to be fairly warm if you're chopping trees down. Wow, there's no trees here. And no fish, in case anyone wants to chime in on the fish thing again. No fish. Not a single fish around here. Better move, Buzzkill, is to start like a finance company and call it Banking on Mastodons. I would use that service. I would go to Banking on Mastodons before I'd go to, like, I don't know, Citibank or something. And your logo would just be this giant mastodon. Maybe with like dollar signs in his eyes or something. That'd be kind of fun. But yeah, Banking on Mastodons. That's what I want to see. Do I have enough cloth? Wow, I have almost no cloth to get any more carpet going in here. That's simply not going to happen. 12 days till the mechs. Potatoes should be coming in basically now-ish. The strawberries are coming in. Okay, and again, we are not sowing that. That's good. We might get a little bit of cotton. I'd love to get this heel root. How long till that's going to pop? Actually, 83% grown. That's not bad at all. Okay, what else could I be doing while I'm here? Anything else we could be mining? Because really, we got a little bit of downtime right now where we're not super focused. There's a component little stash down there. Let's go and mine that out like that. And are we, let's get some more stone blocks made. That's always fun. People love doing that sort of thing. Ooh, and the art bench. We should get some art going. So make a bunch more stone blocks, and then we'll make some art to sell to somebody. Don't really know who, but somebody. So get a bill going for some small sculptures, and then make sure, yeah, we are allowed to do jade, because I have some jade. I've got 211 jade kicking around. May as well use it. Okay, everyone go to work, doing things that are more important than the things I just told you to do. I gotta get carpet in there. That's gonna bug the bejesus out of me. So where's my Viridian carpet? There we go. Viridian, boom, right in there. Yeah, Snake's already into the block thing. It's already the name of my Christmas savings club. It should be. It should be. More people should use the phrase banking on mastodons. I should probably copyright it now or trademark it or whatever it is you do. Because, you know, somebody's going to swoop in and grab that. Banking on mastodons. That just writes itself. Oh, the mastodons are out here eating things. Good. Grime has inspired taming. Wow, I could just pick Craig up right now. It'd be like auto Craig. I really don't want him that much. I'm going to look at him now, pessimist and tortured artist dude. Maybe if I had a joy wire handy or the ability to make one, I might get Craig. But no, tortured artist and pessimist, he's not that good. He's actually better than Hall, but he's not that good. So I don't think I'll bother. Should I start popping some organs out of Hall? I feel like Hall's not really contributing here. So where, again, show me your social here. An extravagant construction, maybe? Yeah, you hate everyone. Wow, you wicked hate knife. You so hate knife. You really don't. Wait. Okay, hang on. Whomever. Alright, I know a lot of the language in RimWorld is randomized, which is what makes it funny. But we've already had. Somebody came in here with the religion, something of man pork. And now this guy's into the furry chamber. I'll tell you right now, that's somebody's YouTube channel. And it doesn't get monetized. I'll tell you that right now. So we've had, I don't know, whatever, the unity of man pork, and now we've got the furry chamber. The furry I can't. At this point, I think RimWorld is just pranking people. Like, oh yeah, the language, it's randomized. That's what makes it funny. Look at the art descriptions. Aren't they funny? Ha ha ha. Here's the furry chamber for you. Along with the union of man pork. Come on, Hall. Come on. Well, you're not going to believe in that for much longer. What exactly is it that we believe in, by the way? Wait, are we the Outlaw Creed? Bertha, you were an OG. Okay, we're into that creed, apparently. We're into the creed of that. Whatever. I should have named that something I can actually pronounce. Okay, what is the extravagant construction? Well, I could get Locust. What does Locust do for me? Locust, talk to me. You're a wimpy slowpoke. Got good art, good plants. You're not dreadful. Although you're 51, though. That's your skills at 51. What are my other options? Goodwill or honor? The thing with the honor is I don't have the capacity to have a throne room. And I don't really think I want anyone else right now. I don't think I want... Locust is not good enough for me to want them. Good plants, good artistic. But, I mean, we got a tight ship here. And we already got a prisoner. I don't think I want Locust. Maybe just for the goodwill. So, any stone blocks? Yeah. I wonder how long it would take us to do that. Will it take us less than 11 days? Probably. I'll just do it for the goodwill. Forget everything else. Just goodwill will be fine. So, jump to the location. Where's the thing? Oh, it's right in front of my face. Okay, let's install that. Sure, right there. That's fine. Somebody put that over there, please. How are we doing on stone blocks? How about what have we got a lot of in the area? Is that slate? Okay, how about we hyper-focus on slate for blocks there. So, let's do slate, bump that up. And just for right now, do it forever. Just do tons and tons of slate blocks, please. So we can get this going. Okay, you're bringing that out, and then let's do this whole thing in slate. So slate. There we go. Slate blocks, please. I think I know, Rob, look, nobody is sadder that I'm turning all these people away, but as you've said yourself, it's about space management. So once again, RimWorld is forcing me to play the game in a different way, which really just pushes out the geniusosity, as Buzzkill is saying. It's forcing me to go above the realm of genius, shooting past genius, giving the middle finger to genius as I pass them in the right lane, into the realms of geniusosity, hashtag geniusosity. So I want to hate this, but I don't. I actually really enjoy the way that I have to change my wiring to adapt to this, and I don't want everybody. What the perfect ship crew would be a small crew of all-rounders, everyone having a very broad range of skills, people doing a little bit of everything. This Odyssey is not a game for specialists. I've already got the problems with that, because we've got people who are just too smart. I've got Knife and Grime who basically fulfill the same function, in that they're both wicked smart, and they don't really have a whole lot of other skills. We've done bionics, neat. I guess get right into advanced fabrication. Let's backtrack a little bit here. What other things could I do? Maybe hospital beds. That'd be a good idea. Yeah, and did I ever do sterile? I did do sterile materials because we did it in the laboratory up here. Anything else I think I want? Auto doors. Is there anything way back here that I want? Not right at the moment. I wouldn't mind Devil Strand at some point, but that's a really long-term thing. So let's go back to those hospital beds. Let's get that done. So hospital bed, please. And they're already ripping through this thing. Yeah, the goodwill will be nice. We could build up some, well, goodwill, frankly, with them. And if we get enough of it, we can call them as traders or something like that. If we get really good, we can even call them for military aid. Okay, what's next? I could actually put another shelf right here. You know what? I'm going to do that. Am I going to do that? I'm not going to do it now. Think about what I need there. Place for body parts. Hall. I'm looking in your direction. Hall. Place for body parts. Hall. Alright, you. And why are we only making... By the way, why are we only making smoke leaf? Why aren't we making, like, other hardcore narcotics? And like, lots of them, frankly. I just do all of these. Just do these a lot. I'm completely spaced out on doing hardcore narcotics, and I feel very bad about that. So they're going to work on that, and then when they run out of smoke leaf, they'll work on something else. Next place we land, I got to get like a huge field of psychoid going. Can we use the transport pods to go into orbit? Yes. Yes. The problem with that is blundering on the vac suits. So the vac suits are bunk. Actually, they're not bunk. We could wear them. It's just they're going to hate it. It's going to be like ratty clothing. But we could wear them. We've only got 3. We are working towards making our own. In fact, we have the orbital tech that'll do that. But to do this, we need steel components and, more importantly, grav light panels. So here's what I know. It's very little. This won't take long. This won't take long. So we got to go get more grav light panels. That will enable us to get vac suits going. So a vac suit we could then make. Actually, I don't need it to make the suits. Just that thing. Hang on. You remember when I said I know things? I don't. Shelf in the fridge needs fixing. Shelf in the fridge. Shelf in the fridge. Oh, yeah. No, you're totally right on that. Yep, thank you. Copy that. Paste that. Yep. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Good spot there. Good spot. So, go back to that. I don't need those to specifically make the suits. Just give me like a regular vac suit. 3 components, 90 steel and 20 plasteel. I can do all of that. And the helmet, what does that take? Because I'm going to need both, because, space. So the vac suit helmet is 2 components and 40 steel. Fair. So I can put some new vac suits together, and we could get into orbit. Because to do the physical things, like when I say physical, I mean things that aren't wearable, basically. Somewhere in here, yeah, not microelectronics, but somewhere back in here was basically we need to go get space rocks. Long story short, we need to go get space rocks. So we need the vac suits to do that because we're going to be on an asteroid mining. So we need, and I'm going to need some kind of airlock. Actually, this could kind of function as an airlock. I mean, hopefully Snake and Igor won't be in there, but this could kind of function as an airlock. Hopefully they'll move through it very, very quickly and won't get sucked into the vacuum of space without a vac suit. Okay, how are we doing over here? Okay, this is coming along. This is coming along. I think we've kind of blown through most of our slate. In fact, all of our slate right now. Snake's frantically doing slate, and it's kind of coming together there. And there's plenty up here. We won't have to go far to get it. I see all those plants still have blight. We don't have storage for lots of drugs. You're right. We don't. I could easily put another shelf up here. In fact, what other stone blocks do I have? Limestone. That'll be adorable. That'll be absolutely adorable for this. So how about a limestone shelf right here? And you know what? That creates a cozy little nook for the mastodons. Rock, welcome, welcome. No, I haven't, Rock. No, we still got plenty of mastodons coming. Don't worry about that, Rock. Plenty of mastodons coming. Army of mastodons, okay? And that'll be a nice little sleeping nook for the mastodons there. A little cozy little spot there. They're going to love that. Okay, slate blocks are coming in. Slate blocks are going right back out. But we should have this comfortably done. I've of 10 days to do this. And we should be just cranking through crafting. Yeah, Snake's just going nuts on the stone blocks there. How many of those have you made, actually, while I'm saying that? Oh, you're on forever. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, we got another one on the way. There's more mastodons coming. I wonder what the trade value is for a mastodon. I'm not opposed to selling a few. If I've got like 20 mastodons. Lizzie, welcome, welcome. There's a special door that keeps the atmosphere in. Sure, if you're into that, Lizzie. If you're into that. How about a sense of adventure, Lizzie? How about a sense of run through the airlock wicked quick before you die? It's all gotta be dull. Oh, we're just gonna have the normal door that doesn't kill us. Okay, no sense of adventure there. No sense of running for your life. Okay, fine, fine, we'll do the normal boring door. Actually, could you show me the normal boring door, please? Because I'd like to know things about that. So, or scandal oxygen. What is oxygen pump? Oh, releases oxygen to the surrounding room. Repressurize. Oh, I'd probably want one of those. Yeah, I'm probably going to want one of those at some point. I'm definitely going to want one of those. Do you have to defend the structure for a set time? Yes, but then I'm going to leave. So this is going to go one of two ways, Catonius. And we had this with the refugee quest. And I should have just... And the only reason I failed that refugee quest is I should have just told that guy I didn't want him, and then it would have been fine. So one of two... This is going to go down one of two ways. This is a great experiment, Catonius. When you watch me, you're watching an experiment. You're watching an experiment in action. A genius experiment. Hashtag geniusosity. So this is going to go one of two ways, and you're going to be the recipient of the knowledge. Isn't that exciting? So either we're going to blast off, and the game is going to say, okay, whatever. Because this is going to burn the map. This will not destroy the map in, like, fire and brimstone, but this map will no longer exist anymore. We can never come back to it. Or we're going to blast off, and when we land, the game is going to say, "Uh-oh, you failed the quest. You didn't protect the thing long enough." I don't know. I mean, really, the only thing we would lose is the goodwill that we don't have right now anyway. That's it. The only thing we would lose is something we never had. Wow, that sounded wicked philosophical. That's like, I should write a book like that. That's like one of them books you see in the mall. And then you're like, oh my god, I'm going to totally fix up my life if I buy this book. And then you do, and you do like the things in the book for like 2 days, and then you annoy all of your friends with it. And you're like, oh, if you only did these things, you'd realize how simple life is and how much better life is. And they're wicked annoyed with you. They're like, oh my god, could you shut up? You know you're going to give this up in like 4 days. And then like 3 days after you buy the book, you totally give up on all those things. And then you're miserable again. And then you like go to the mall and you see another book with a title like that. Anyway, let's just, putting that aside, changing your life aside, we have converted Hall. Okay, do I want you? And if I don't, what do I do with you? You are really good at animals. That would basically be it. Your sole function would be to take care of the mastodons, which is actually not the worst idea, because DeHook has a broader range of skills. I could peel DeHook off of mastodon duty. That's what I think. Yeah. And the blocks. Yeah, but I can get blocks. I can make blocks happen. And not doing other things. The thing is, Catonius, we're not really doing anything else. We're just counting down the hours until the food is done. I'm giving them busy work, frankly. I'm just giving them busy work until the food happens. In fact, you know what? We could go carve out... Actually, I don't know if I want that much steel. What do you have any more components? I would be interested in mining out some components. That would be fine. Yeah, there's a bunch over there. Somebody go mine that out. Anything else really good? I know there was a second gold vein, and I'm pretty sure we already got it, in that we have 472 gold, so I must have done it somewhere. That's the no-bug zone. We're not allowed over there. Yeah, just go get those components. I've got 3,600 units of steel. And I'm not building much more of a ship anytime soon. So your point is valid, Catonius, except I can make more stone blocks, and we weren't really doing much anyway. Not really doing that much anyway. It's largely busy work. In fact, I'm glad it's busy work because they're finally getting the hardcore narcotics made, which is clearing out a lot of space in the freezer. Oh, also, we could be slaughtering things. That's always fun. Get rid of those iguanas. Let's eat those instead. And maybe Craig. We might eat Craig. I'm not sure. Craig's still wandering around. So if I take Hall, if I release Hall, do I get anything for that? Do I get any benefit? No. I could sell him. I mean, he's got value. I'm just not sure how... In my heart, I want to rip out his heart. And in my kidney, I want to rip out kidneys. You're right, Kate. All countdowns should have hippos. I'm disappointed it's not Hippo O'Clock. Hippo O'Clock was a fun time. So, I'd love to just organ farm Hall and then kick him out the door. That's how I get the most benefit out of Hall. I'm just not sure how Berg's going to feel about that. You know, what with it being his fiancé and all. I mean, I gotta feel that's not good. I mean, when Mrs. Dave and I were engaged, I certainly didn't want anyone cutting her liver out. I was very opposed to that. I was like, no, don't do that. Do not cut my fiance's liver out. I would like to keep it exactly where it is. Thank you very much. I guess for now, I really don't want Hall. And I'd rather, honestly, I'd rather have that space. That is valuable space Hall is taking up, and I don't have another bedroom. Except maybe when Hall's on our side, she's going to be like, oh my god, I love Berg again. I just want to find out what happens. That's the thing. Excuse me. I want to find out what happens when Hall joins our side. Is she and Berg going to get hooked up again? I've got to know. I've got to know. Hey, Rob's got it. I got to find out how the story ends. So we will put you on recruit. And the worst case scenario is I have a colonist who can deal with all the mastodons, and I could take DeHook off of mastodon duty, because DeHook could be doing other things, ideally crafting and construction and shooting. I'd like to have DeHook shooting way more people. But I think, no, we're all on the same page, and I agree with you. I want to find out how this story ends. Is Hall going to be like, I have abandoned my courtesan way, I've abandoned my, anyway, I don't do that for money anymore, and I'm wicked into Berg again. And then they can have, like, happy times together, without money being exchanged, ideally. Ooh, you know what? I could put another row of shelves right in here. Right in there. Perfect spot for another row of shelves. It could end. You're not wrong about the baby factor. People who do that, whether money is exchanged or not, that is a logical consequence of that action. One could anticipate that. However, there are medical steps I could take prior to that. This time I'm going to, if you'll pardon the pun, I'm going to nip that in the bud early. Hang on, coffee. Oh god, that coffee was almost cold. Can she do dumb labor? Nope. Nope, Catonius can't do anything. No dumb labor and no skilled labor. She literally does nothing but talk to people and play with animals. Not necessarily in that order. That's it. And she can punch people. Yeah, she can punch people. So she has a base medical skill. But I don't think she's going to do... We've done hospital beds already. Wow. Quail, welcome, welcome. Let's just keep going then. Maybe I just get right into advanced fabrication. Or armor. I always sleep on armor. I don't. I sleep on a bed. But I always sleep on armor. I never do enough of that. So we've got the flak jackets. Why don't we do recon armors? That's a long haul. That's a long, long haul. Is there anything like mid-range between like flak and that? Can't think right now, so just give me multi-barrel weapons. I can't make a decision on that right now. And also, why don't we get some more flak vests made? So how about we do... Yeah, make like 2 more of those. We should have everything we need for that. That should be fine. Oh, look at that. They're all curled up in the corner there. Fuzzy curled up there. That's adorable. And Fish. Fish the Mastodon. Looks like maybe 2 or 3 more stone blocks. And we are home free on that. Again, I don't know what will happen when we leave. I will either fail the quest or not. And I'm pretty comfortable either way. Potato field is almost gone. We've got some cotton coming in. Good. What did this used to be? That was... Oh, heal root. Great. We got all the heal root. Awesome. Wow, we got tons of medicine now. That's fantastic. 71 heal roots. Great. This is going remarkably well today. Remarkably well. And we've even got a bunch of wood coming in. This is what I'm saying. This is all busy work. When there's nothing pressing to do, we actually get a lot done around here. I'm going to chop down some more trees so I can floor the inside of my spaceship. Chop all those trees, all 4 of them. Are there any other trees? No, not one. Not a single other. Okay, go get those ones. I just want to kind of tidy up the flooring around here. Yes, we will go shag carpet. Actually, I've got a little bit of shag right now. I could do a little bit of that. Not much. No, we probably... Oh, okay, yeah, we just used a lot of cloth on that flak vest. Yeah, that makes sense. I see where that's going. Let me just at least finish out these bedrooms. So, put that in there, and that like that, and that like that. Oh, and let's get some end tables going, too. That'll make people feel a little better. So, get an end table here and here. That'll cheer people up a little bit. I could totally get another row of shelves right down here. Right down there. I should probably put these lights up somewhere that we keep destroying because I keep moving things around. Where do I think I need a light? Maybe over there? Put one over there. And then this one, it just gets stuff off the floor. Put one here. Actually, put one up in the hospital. That seems like a place where you'd want to be well lit. And then install the other one over by the hospital, too. I'm just total busy work right now. Really not doing anything vitally important, except we're getting tons of things done. Knife's reading a book. That's awesome. What are you reading, Knife? What are you into? Decoding food. Good. Are you learning cooking? Are you actually any good at cooking, Knife? Oh god, no, you're terrible. You're genetically terrible at it. You're getting there, though. You've actually surpassed your genetic deficiencies in cooking, and you're getting slightly better at it. A group of travelers is coming by. Probably don't kill them. Resist your urge to kill them. Go shoot a rabbit instead. That'll make you feel better. Okay, and how's the food situation going down here? 115 regular meals, no fine meals. But we've got a couple of dead iguanas. That'll work. A couple of dead iguanas. Not a bad idea. What is that? Is that a flak vest? Did we just make that? Oh, it's a lab coat. Ooh, Grime. Why don't you wear that? Yeah, go wear that, because that means you'll be slightly better at researching. There we go. And you look better, too. You look more official with the lab coat on there, kid. That looks good. I like what you're doing with that. Sorry, remind me what I told you to research? Oh, multi-barrel weapons, yeah, because I couldn't make a decision. Okay, fine, fair enough. How are we doing on the food factor? Could we just get these maybe last couple of blocks in here? I'd just like to finish this thing off. And I might even be willing to just sacrifice the rest of this. Potatoes are done. You're getting some more heal root. Wow, okay, I did well on the heal root. Got a bunch of that coming in. I want max food because I don't know what we're going to find in Betty's Hellscape. I can only imagine Betty's Hellscape probably not a lot of food. I'm just going to go out on a limb there saying not a lot of food in Betty's Hellscape. We do know there's lava. In fact, can we just, before we take off soon, can we just check out Betty's Hellscape? So, let's see, down here. I don't know if we can get there in one hop. I'm not sure. So, Betty's Hellscape. No, that's the mech relay. That's what we want. So, lava flow and obsidian. I would be excited to get some obsidian. That'd be fun. Okay, so we're going to have really good soil, but lava. Lava. Like actual lava. Barren wastes. I swear to God, if any of you ask me if we're doing fishing there, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say now there is no fishing in Betty's Hellscape. My plan for Betty's Hellscape is twofold. It's a very exciting two-part plan. You're going to love this. We can workshop it a bit, but it's a two-part plan, not a one-part plan, as you may be traditionally used to. The two-part plan is obviously focus on getting into whatever bunker there is to get the gravlight panels. The second part of the plan is we've got the, as Buzzkills pointed out, we've got this weird, like, mercenary thing over here. So there's somebody over there, the Awoken Soldiers. Okay, an infamous company of mercenaries. Long forgotten era. There's one captain and 2 soldiers. They're led by Nicole, which is kind of in the Craig category. You know, you're talking about ancient soldiers, great warriors of the past, and they're led by Nikki. I feel Craig might be married to Nicole. So if we capture or kill the leader, I can take the unique weapon. And I'm very, very interested in that. They're hiding out in an ancient structure. By the time we get over there, we might be fairly well... In fact, I wonder if I just land there. And then we can just move over to Betty's hellscape. What's the terrain here? Oh, lava. Oh, good. Good. Great, lava. Increased plant life, though. Huh. Maybe we go right here. Right here. Interesting. Okay. I'm having thoughts of my 2-part plan. So, just go down the weapons again. We got a charge lance. Well, you're saying go down the weapons, Dave. You have 4 mastodons. Those are your weapons, Dave. Those are your weapons. Your weapons are 4 giant mastodons who are trained to kill. You guys are all trained to kill, right? Yeah, you're all trained to kill. And you, by the way, follow your master into, to Hook's doing all the animal duty here. All the animal duty. To Hook, what are you armed with? Where are you? Come talk to me, kid. You're harvesting a Drago tree. Heavy SMG, LMG, machine pistol, not as good. Auto pistol. Could we, kind of beef you guys up a little bit here? I don't actually have a ton of really good weapons. Got some weapons, but not maybe a shotgun. How are we doing on the art game here? We having fun with art? Okay, why are we making this out of not jade? I have jade somewhere. You're telling me I got 211 jade. I guess you'll figure it out when you figure it out. How's the flak jacket coming? Because if we're going to go into ancient mercenaries named Nikki, then I'm going to want some better armor. Like Berg, you basically got like nothing on, do you? You got a t-shirt. You got a t-shirt, kid. Okay, we definitely want to focus on better armor. I might take... Thule, did you grab a flak jacket? Yeah, you did. Okay, that's fine. Except you're not like a frontline combatant. Also, could you possibly get a better weapon at some point? I'll cross that bridge later because you're actually doing something I want you to do. This needs to get changed. So clear that and make this important. This is going to be, once again, drugs. So drugs and medicine can go in there. All right, so drugs and medicine live over there. And then anything else, yeah, we still got iguanas to chop up here. Okay. We've done the monument. I guess we'll find out if we fail or pass that quest when we leave and the map is burned. And they're like, you failed the quest. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I got a ton of other stuff done then. 82% grown. I would love to wait for that cotton. If I could just grab that cotton before we take off, get that field, deconstruct my power units. Not even going to worry about the buildings at that point. I can get stone blocks from anywhere. And then move. I'm going to go take a look at the mercenary thing again, because I'm kind of wondering if I want to land there or land in Betty's hellscape and then move. Once we're at Betty's hellscape, what's my next move? You know what? My next move is somewhere that has fishing. That's my next move. Anywhere at all that has fishing. That'd be awesome. Distress signal. That'll be an anomaly thing, and I'm going to give you a hard no on that. Hard no. Thank you very much. Goodbye. If we ever want to get back to that, we can. What? There's a party. For faith holders can have a party. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I'm kind of like planning my moves here, game. Kind of planning things out. Which is this one? That is Temperate Forest with what? Oh, there's the Mechanator. Okay, we're going to go that way. Because that will lead us up here. Now, we don't actually want to go here because this is the Scarlands. Maybe by the time we get up there, we'll be way better equipped. Way better equipped. But I do want to get the Mechanator. I would like to get some bots on duty. Don't really have anywhere to put them. But once I get some more grab-like panels, I might have somewhere to put them. There's a party. Okay, jump to the location. Sure, have a party. What was your party? I don't forget. I don't remember what your party was. That one. Yeah, have that party, please. Okay, everybody go have a party. We've done a flak jacket again. Cool. Where did we put it? Is that the flak jacket right there? Yeah. Berg, I'm gonna have you put that on. Get people a little better equipped around here. And then why don't we set up... Again, we don't have much cloth left. How about we do a couple of hats? How about we did like a regular helmet here? I could actually start making vac suits, but I don't really need to do that. So how about a simple helmet? Do like, I don't know, 3 helmets. So Berg is going to get that flak jacket. Bertha's got the plate mail armor. Knife and Snake are in a fight. Typical party. You know, a couple of guys have a little too much and all of a sudden we're fighting. Bertha, can you rescue Knife, please? No. Okay, is it because you're partying? Okay, it's just that Knife is dying? Thank you, rescue Knife. Thank you very much. Hang on, Berg, I got a present for you here. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Isn't that right there? Is that this? Okay, that's fine. Get that. Just wear that. I think did somebody else just take one off? Possibly. I don't know. Anyway, long story short, which it's not, but that's done. Knife will be fine. Snake and Knife will be fine. What do we got here? Yeah, not even any real wounds. Nothing to really be tended to there. This is all totally 100% fine. So we're going to get the cotton and then we're going to go. And I got to think about where we're going. So one more time. Do I go directly to the mercenaries? Again, 3 of them. I'm seeing 1 ancient captain and 2 ancient soldiers. And this is all for 1 unique weapon. But you're saying unique weapon. That's just... I gotta go. I have... Okay, Dave. This is what comments should be saying right now. Dave. You have 4 war mastodons. I don't care how ancient Nikki is. She ain't getting past 4 mastodons. Not gonna happen. You know what? We're jumping right there. I'm taking my mastodons and I'm taking on Nikki. Kiwi, welcome. Welcome, Glenn. How are you doing? Glenn, I'm going to ask you a question. If you were an ancient war captain named Nikki, which I'm going to assume you're not, but let's assume for the sake of this conversation, you were an ancient war captain, a heralded warrior of history, and weirdly your name was Nikki. So would you be inclined to fight 4 mastodons? 4 mastodons. Because I would say no. I would say I don't care how impressive your warrior skills are. 4 mastodons trained to kill are not and more on the way, by the way. More on the way. There's more mastodons coming. I'm swimming in mastodons, which sounds so fuzzy and lovely. And you know why I'm doing it, because I want a unique weapon. And get M. Again, I will say now what I said when you came in. You're not new here. In fact, I'm pretty sure you have the authority to shut down my channel. So you're not new here. And you know for a fact, I sacrificed 2/3 of my colonists to get some tech prints that I never even used. You don't think I'm going to sacrifice some people to go get a legendary unique weapon? You're right, Catonius. Unique does not mean good. It just means there's only one. We have a unique weapon in the Sanguiphage run. We have a unique bow that's pretty good. It's a pretty good bow. It actually outranks some of the guns. You can be anyone. Now, you would fight 4 mastodons, but not saying I'm a great gamer. So 4 is your limit then, is what I'm hearing. At 5 mastodons, you're tapping out. You're saying, you know what, that's actually enough mastodons. I'm not going to fight any more mastodons than 4. Let's make some more. Actually, what are you doing now? Are you doing that helmet? Okay, good. I wouldn't mind getting like 1 more. We'll have a little bit more cotton coming in. So let's get 1 more flak jacket going. I think that'd be a really smart idea. So, and then my front liners can be vaguely well armed. And I could send in some of these guys because Snake's got the thrumbo horn and that just wrecks. Yeah, we could definitely send some of these people in. Thule, I know you're asleep and this is going to really annoy you. Could you actually go get a shotgun instead? I think the revolver... Oh, hang on. Oh, wait a minute. That's, who went down? That was Knife and Snake, right? So, Knife, yeah. I need you to get out of bed and equip your weapon and then go back to bed because we are not leaving without that. I have sacrificed... not half, actually, Em. It was 2/3. It's actually more than half. It was 2/3 of my colony I had killed for tech prints that I never used. Never used. So you don't think I'm going after a legendary weapon? when I've got 4 mastodons on my side? Of course I'm doing that. And I would like to say you would too, but you're more sensible than me. We can actually stop making slate blocks and just go back to making any blocks at this point. How about we just bump that up a little bit? I think I'm just going to check on the cotton again. Yeah, how are we doing? 88. Okay, maybe another day or so. That's 91. And I've still got 7 days until the mechs show up. Everyone's actually got their own bedroom, which is shocking. I'm not a menace, Dave. Excuse me. I'm calling myself by myself. Thank you very much. I think of myself so much, I call myself by my own name. I am not a menace, I'm a genius. All right? Hashtag geniusosity. And now you're looking at this saying menace. And I'm saying sacrificing 2/3 of your colony to get some blueprints that you never used is genius. Because you know why it was genius, Em? I rebuilt that colony. And you know darn well I did. You know darn well. I finished that run. We blasted off into space with Tiddles and his zombie cyborg wife. Okay, I rebuilt that colony from virtually nothing. Not even using the tech prints that I got. That's how good I am. That's how much of a genius I am. Okay, hashtag geniusosity. So, where you see menace, the rest of the world sees a modern Prometheus. A modern Prometheus who has gifted the world with geniusosity. Hashtag geniusosity. And like Prometheus, is being punished for his sins. I actually haven't been punished at all today. This has been a remarkably easy day. We've gotten so much done. It's just been like a lazy Sunday version of RimWorld. Like, yeah, it's kind of puttering around. Get some cotton. You know, get some rice out of the ground. Do some mining. Yep, just a real lazy Sunday. Nothing particularly interesting going on. Make some armor. Again, we've got probably a day or so why don't I just get people because we are using up a lot of steel to do those flak jackets. So why don't we just get a little bit more of that going on? And somebody should be on that relatively soon, I'm going to imagine. Snake's kind of hyper-focused on stone blocks, but that's okay. I would like to have a lot of stone blocks. That's totally fine. And maybe I just line up those shelves. What do we do for wood? I've got 191 left. Any other... Because we're not going to be seeing trees for, like, game months. Possibly real-life months. Craig's still here. Good job, Craig. Good for you, kid. I'm glad you're still working, man. Craig's still kicking around. We're not taking Craig. Craig's not coming with us. DeHook's making drugs. That's cool. DeHook, I'm going to take you off animal duty. You're going to love it. Once Hall's on board, Hall is 100% in charge of mastodons. Because Hall the courtesan doesn't do much else. Even though we have money to spend, which is weird. I mean, the opportunity exists. There's a paid service, and there's money. Those two things can go together. Craig has absolutely no idea what's coming. You're right, Spike Little Girl. Craig, this map, it will be destroyed. Your existence will be snuffed out like a candle, okay, in a very strong wind, where you're like trying to hold your hand in front of the candle, but it just still blows right out because it's like so windy out. That kind of candle. So yeah, Craig has no idea what's coming. Craig probably won't care. Craig doesn't seem that interested in things, and I'm not taking Craig. We're gonna burn the happy tree. We're gonna burn everything. Everything's out. Everything's done. What was that? Oh, that was Snake. Okay, Snake, you're moving very quickly these days. Igor, polishing up in here. Well done, kid. Igor, is there anything else I could be getting you to do? Because you're actually doing not a bad job cleaning up the ship, and I really do appreciate that. Prison break. Again? It hasn't worked well for you so far. Why do you think it's going to work out well now? DeHook, just stand there, would you? All right, he's going this way. That's fine. Just come in here and shoot him in the face. There we go. And the Mastodon will be in there, too. Try not to kill him as best as we can. Okay, good. We didn't kill him. Okay, everybody off duty. Igor, you wanna grab him, please? Yeah, Hall something. No, that's the zone, Dave. Igor, can you capture Hall, please? Keeps working on it. Not happening. Stench, what did you put on? What are you wearing? You've changed your shirt. Oh, you changed your shirt. Okay, cool. Could you deal with Hall again? All right, again, please. How do we do this time? Yeah, you're going to be dead in 6 hours. I've dealt with it, game. Thank you very much. Cotton check. It's not as fun as Hippo o'clock. It's just not as fun as the Hippo countdown. But 93, 93. Okay, we'll be able to probably get that tomorrow, I would imagine. It's growing in pretty decent soil. And who's having a break risk? Knife again. Yeah, knife again. No, I would not try to escape if there was a mastodon either. I would just stay right where I was and be like, okay, yep, mastodon, cool. Not going anywhere near that. That's not going to happen. I do not want to do that. What I do want is more armor. I would really like some more armor. We're probably too low on... Yeah, we're too low on cloth right now. Hang on, can you make those out of anything else? Show me flak jackets. No. Okay, just cloth. Okay, not like 50 ingredients. Nope, just cloth. And did the kid ever... Okay, the kid did get dressed at some point. Good. Yeah, he figured out that we had clothes. Great, good. What a naked 7-year-old running around. Nobody wants that kind of nonsense. Does anyone else need anything? I'm almost stumped for something to do right now. T-shirt, pants are done. I don't really need to bother making parkas because it's permanent summer. It's 95 out. No reason to be making parkas. That's ridiculous. I can check my zones. Make sure my zones are all good. How's the runaway zone, or at least the stay close to the ship zone? Yeah, it's actually really good. Okay, not much to do there. Tusky's fully healed. That's good. That makes me happy. Oh, bye, Em. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. You're not going to miss much. I'm just going to really just get some of this cotton and go about our business here. I might just get the cotton and then leave the next thing for next time, because I don't know what's going to happen when we land there. It might be instantaneous combat. So I think what we'll do is just kind of get this last bit of field done here. An infection. Whom? Oh, Hall. Okay. Where's your infection? Oh, it's in your torso. That's unfortunate, because I can't amputate that. Stench, could you get up and deal with that, please? I prefer not to lose Hall, and if I did, I'd want to make sure we got some organs out. Oh, hang on, we've got a new mastodon. Tusky's given birth. Mastodon calf 1. Oh, they just keep coming. They just keep coming. Okay, I should probably maybe snip one of the males minimum. So, yeah, we've got a new mastodon here. Mastodon calf 1 again. This is great. I have so many mastodons, and they're all war mastodons except the brand new one. I'm going to need more animal beds. We're running out of places for mastodons to sleep around here. This is why I'm banking on mastodons. They're getting the job done. Let me tell you, they're getting the job done. Okay, I could use... I did say I wanted to put some more shelves here. Why don't we do that? I can do that out of steel. Steel would make sense there. So let's do steel shelves. Steel. So steel shelf, like here, and not quite there, but I could do here and here. And then I'm going to divvy those up a little better. I'm not sure quite into what. Maybe one for clothes, one maybe just for vac suits. I think, yeah, the one shelf is just going to be just for vac suits. Maybe another shelf for armor, so I know where it is. Steven, I've been working for the past 2 streams on tidying the ship up. And I've done a wonderful job because I'm a genius. #geniusosity. So I've done excellent work with that, as we can see. So it is looking remarkably tidy. It took quite a bit of time yesterday to organize all of that, but it all makes sense now. And even better, everybody has their own bedrooms. Hold that thought, Gemily. Hold that thought. I need to do a couple of things here. So this is going to be... Ooh. How about this is just any armor? So go down to apparel. Is that its own thing? Yes, it is. So only armor, but nothing tainted. All right, so only armor goes there. And let's make that critical. And then the other one... I'm not sure. I can figure it out later. That's a good one for right now. We'll just keep that one for right out. Snuffleupagus. Entirely possible. Remind me of that next time. Because I'm going to have to figure out how to spell that. Because I think what you have is Snuffleupagus, which actually is really good. I kind of like that. Snuffleupagus. It sounds like a Muppet, but it's like a dark, gritty Muppet that's like, I don't know, some sort of Roman general. Snuffleupagus, who like killed a bunch of people, but yet still a Muppet. So when they do the gritty reboot of the Muppets, because everything gets a gritty reboot, Snuffleupagus will be in there, and he'll be like totally killing people, and children will be just horrified by it because they'll still watch it, because you know it's Muppets. Everybody loves the Muppets, but this will be the dark, gritty reboot of the Muppets, where in fact Snuffleupagus kills people a lot, like a lot. Knife's gone insane. That's unfortunate. That's too bad. But the cloth is coming in. That's good. The cloth is coming in, so that'll work out real well. And then we're ready to go. We're basically out of here. Hall, how is your infection going here? Looks like you're being tended right now. Yeah, 40 versus 34. I think you're going to be fine. I think you're going to be broadly fine with that. And Igor's cleaning up. Where is Knife right now? Yeah, he's kind of wandering around. I'm not 100% sure Knife's going to get in the ship if we launch while Knife is insane. I mean, I wouldn't. I'd be like, nah, I'm being insane right now. Leave me alone. And I'd love to get this wood out of here. That's the other thing about the Mastodons. They do hauling. I have 5 creatures that just haul all day long. When they're not busy killing, of course. When the killing isn't happening, they're hauling. We're already into the flak vests. Cool. How long would it take you to finish that? 127. Okay, not that long. Not that long. Yeah, you're right. Dark Crystal was dark, but not, like, mega dark. I'm thinking, like, scarring. Spike Girl. I'm thinking scarring. Like, you watch that and go, my life has been changed by Snuffleupagus, the dark, gritty Muppet who just kills people all the time. Just constantly killing people. Okay, the cloth is coming in and is gone. Great. Probably just don't even bother with this. We're not going to get that anytime soon. Like, what's one plant? 83? No, I think I'm fine if we leave the psychoid. It's cutting it a little fine here in 5 days. So task number 2 is to strip down the power units, and then we out. I just want to get Knife sane. Like, how long is this going to be going on for you right now? Because I would love it if you weren't completely nuts right now. The thing, I'm just not 100% sure you're going to get in the ship. Because I can't make you do that, can I? So, Knife, where are you? Can I put you in, stick close to the ship? Is that allowed? Or are you just going to kind of go off on your... Yeah, you're going to go off on your own trip. Somewhere in that we learned Void Provocation. Must have been a book. Yeah, it was definitely a book. Okay, well then I don't need to worry about any of that. Yeah, Knife's just kind of off on a trip. And we need Knife to come inside so we can leave. And then go somewhere else. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap it up there. Slam it into pause mode. We're ready to go. As soon as Knife comes down off the I'm being insane thing, we're just going to strip down the solar panels and the geothermal, and then we're jetting. We're out of here. And in that time, I will make a decision as to we're going to land at the mercenary camp or right in Betty's hellscape, if we can do either of those. I'm not sure what our range is going to be right at the moment. We do have the extra tank, so that should increase our range. So we'll either land with a bunch of mercenaries, and I will sacrifice half of my colony to get a legendary weapon that I'll probably never use, or we'll land there and kill them all and get a legendary weapon that I might use, or we might just go to Betty's hellscape. Yes, lava. Lava. The place I didn't want to go. That's where we're actively trying to get to right now. But guys, I will wrap it up there. I'll let you get on with far more important things to do with the rest of your day than this nonsense. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this publicly. I should have been stopped years ago. Okay, but here we are, and we're still here. And we'll be back next Friday. We'll fire up some more of this. Quite literally, we're going to launch the ship. Have a great rest of your weekend. I will see you next week. Thank you as always. Goodbye.